Hi, I'm Jamie Williams. Welcome to Auto News. This is a show about the automotive industry, and we're going to inform you about many current events, topics that are happening now in the industry, as well as taking you inside of a dealership to tell you about different departments, financing, credit, maybe as a consumer, how to buy a car, and those things that you should look for to help you with that process. So we will also bring in some vendors, maybe someone from the banking industry to answer key questions about credit and financing, and when you see certain percentage rates and how can you qualify for these different programs. So it's an informational show to help you with actually buying a car. Today we have Tom Casto with us from Premier Pontiac GMC, and he's going to talk with us today about the latest news this week, which revolves around GM and they're filing for bankruptcy. So welcome, Tom. Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you again, Jamie. Thank you.
Well, obviously this week GM, they did file for bankruptcy. They entered, Chapter 11 to relaunch GM.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what can you tell me about that?
Well, they did file for bankruptcy and under Section 363, and it's an asset type sale, and they're going to be able to take what the good parts of GM and put with the new GM, and what they didn't want, they'll leave with the old GM.
Okay.
So they, like I say, they did file this week. Yes.
Okay. As far as there's differences between Chapter 11s and there's Chapter 7s. Chapter 11, they do not need to liquidate.
Right.
So it's just really a reorganization of how GM is set up.
Correct. Correct.
In your opinion, what are some of the strongest points of GM's business?
Well, GM's product line is a major part of it, obviously. Their product line has come along. Have they had their situations years ago? Yes, but the product has been phenomenal lately. Just in our case, with in warranty work that needs to be done on new vehicles, our warranty work is down probably almost 50% compared to what it used to be years and years ago. So, and also as far as the cost per repair, that's also down about as much. So the product line and the products that General Motors has been bringing have been good products, have been quality products, and so that in itself is a major asset. The dealer group, as far as selling the vehicles, it's been a strong dealer group throughout the country, and they feel there's too many dealers right now, but their dealer body has been a major part of it, as well as their research, development, engineering, and all that stuff has been a very, very strong part.
Okay.
And so those are the different pieces and parts that they're keeping, and in what divisions are profitable and not profitable. There's been a lot of talk that Saab's Hummer, Saturn were being sold, and Pontiac being discontinued. So those are going to be staying in the old GM, with Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac coming to the new GM.
Okay.
It's just been this past week or so. They have found a buyer for Hummer,
which is good news for all of those employees.
Yes, for definitely in the Hummer dealerships and in the dealers that spend millions of dollars for those facilities.
Right.
It's a Chinese heavy-duty equipment company, a company that's purchasing it. I couldn't even begin to tell you the name of it and pronounce it, but apparently that's in the works, and it was just announced, it looks like this morning, that Roger Penske's interested in buying a Saturn.
Okay.
So right now those two, it looks like they have been taken care of, and then Saab is still, they're still talking with people in Saab.
So as bleak as maybe the news was initially when all of this was announced, there are some new developments with those companies being purchased.
Yeah, a lot of hope. Yes, there's yes, definitely.
So that lessens a lot of that.
Now, how they're going to continue is that's to be played out. But like you say, yes, there might be some light at the end of the tunnel for them.
Okay. As far as GM's announcement and what does that personally mean to you as part of the GM family?
Well, it's been an interesting week, and we found out that I think Monday or Tuesday that every dealer was getting a packet, and unlike a couple weeks ago, where only dealers that were not going to possibly be continuing on with General Motors got letters, this week everybody got packets. In those packets, you either had a participation agreement or a continuation agreement with General Motors, or you ended up having a wind down agreement.
So you were given the option?
No. No, there was no option. It was just that
you had to choose one or the other.
No, either you got one or the other. Or in some cases you got both. You know? Either you were winding down your business and you had to sign this wind down letter, or you were going to continue with GM.
I see.
In our case, we're very, very pleased that GM has, on our GM side, sent us a letter where they want to, where you're going to be a key part of their reinvention and the new GM. So we did get a letter in regards to that. Now, on the other hand, with our Pontiac, it's no hidden secret that Pontiac is not going to be going to be around. So we did get a wind down letter
for
Pontiac as a formality. So in some cases, dealers got both, like us, but we're staying with GMC, obviously winding down. And then there are other dealers that maybe got a continuation letter, participation letter agreement, but they may have to upgrade their facilities. They may have to relocate. Are they willing to do that? So they have to make a decision. Do they want to be part of
to meet the new standards that
GM's going to have? And GM's standards aren't much different than what they ever were before. You know, they want you to be effective in the marketplace. They want you to have good CSI. They want you to upgrade your facilities. They've always had that in their sales and service agreements. And so that's not much different than what it is now, but they're just going to start enforcing it. More so. There are situations where GM dealers that were dualed with other non-GM, they were pretty much, they're given a choice. Either you stay, if you're going to stay dualed with a non-GM, then you're not going to be a GM dealer. GM wants a concentration on their product. They understand if you need to concentrate on something else, then that's fine. But we're not going to have a non-GM franchise under the roof with the GM franchise as far as they're concerned. And also, two GM franchises together. Let's take, for instance, in a Chevy Cadillac. Somebody may have a Chevy, may have Cadillac. General Motors' emphasis is to really decrease the number of Cadillac dealerships in the country. There are currently 1,400 Cadillac dealerships in the country, and they are competing with Infiniti, Lexus, to where there's maybe 400 or 500 of those each. And so you get in a situation where a guy might be a Chevy Cadillac, and he's concentrating on Chevy but not concentrating on Cadillac. GM saying, you know what, you're not going to have Cadillac anymore.
They want to make sure that they're focusing on all brands equally.
Absolutely. Or and so in that case, that dealer may have gotten a continuation letter or a participation letter, how you want to call it, for Chevrolet. He may have received a wind down letter
on Cadillac.
For Cadillac. So there's a lot of this going on, and the dealers have until June 12th. I mean, this whole thing is a very tight time frame. So they have until June 12th to either accept the participation agreement and get it in, and accept the wind down letter and get it in, or their termination or their franchises are terminated now, and they automatically go into the old GM. So it's the agreements aren't much, and there's not any room for negotiation.
And